Any witnesses?
Nothing. We don't even know if it happened this morning or if she's been here all night.
We got a name, though. She had a bus pass on her. Angela Andrews.
All right. Angela Andrews.
Ring a bell?
Oh, yes. You all right, Angela?
Get lost. Get lost.
Oh, you mind your manners now. You smell her breath?
I have. She's had a few.
Smell like a brewery.
Won't be long now.
Oh, thanks.
You DS Roach?
Yes, I am.
I'm DS Jan McIntyre. I'm with Operation Runaway, the AMIP team down at Barrow Road.
Oh, yes.
We're doing a double murder. 2 young girls in the last 6 months, both runaways. I thought I'd check this one out, see if there's any link.
Well, I doubt it, but you're welcome to sit in.
How badly is she hurt?
She's got 8 stitches on the back of her head, possible concussion, but no skull fracture.
So you can come in now.
We're in business.
Three minutes, no more.
I feel sick.
You'll be fine.
My head hurts.
I'm sure it does. Angela, we're police officers. I'd like to ask you some questions. Do you feel up to it?
Do I know you?
I interviewed you last year after your mother was robbed. Remember?
You never did find out who did it, did you?
Leave it out, Angela. I haven't got the energy. What happened?
Well, what do you think? I was beaten up.
Who beat you up?
Some guy, don't know his name.
Where were you?
Outside a pub. Don't know which one.
I see.
Angela, I'm investigating the murder of... Sorry, do you mind? I'm investigating the murder of 2 young girls. They were runaways like you.
Yeah.
We think the killer is someone who hangs around the hostels for the homeless. He picks on runaways because they're vulnerable. No one will miss them because they're missing already.
So?
Can you give us a description of your attacker? Had you seen him before?
Yeah, I saw one of the shelters once. He spooked me.
So what did he look like?
Fair hair, leather jacket.
Tall or short?
Tall.
Did he have anything else special about him? Tattoos, anything like that?
Tattoos, yeah. He had a butterfly tattoo on the back of his arm. Tried to get me to have one.
You must have known him quite well. You could recognize him again quite easily, couldn't you, Angela?
Well, not really. I didn't know him that well. Yeah, wouldn't really know him again. Nurse.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Angela, what else can...
That'll have to be all for now. You can come back later. She needs to rest.
Well, that was a fairy tale.
You're very sure of yourself?
I know this girl of old. She's troubled. She's a teenage alcoholic. She's got a history for petty theft. She runs away from home on a regular basis, and you can't believe a word she says.
Right now, we can't afford to turn down any lead we get hold of. And she fits the pattern. Young runaway, female, blow to the head, no evidence of sexual assault.
I spent 5 hours with this girl after her parents were robbed. She spun one yarn after another. Half of her schoolmates were in the frame. It's fiction, all of it.
How do you know?
A day or two later, the mother asked us to drop the inquiry when she discovered that it was Angela had nicked the stuff.
All right, so she may not be a reliable witness.
It's odds on that she was beaten up by someone she knows. She's aggressive, she's a drunk, and she mixes with very bad company. I really would hate to see you wasting your time.
Okay. When you get a statement from her later, send it across to me. If there's anything in it, I'll follow it up. Thanks.
Right.
Is the police, darling? You remember Mr. Roach, CID?
Yes. Please forgive me. I've met so many policemen, thanks to Angela, that I don't quite remember when...
It was the business of the jewelry and the cash that went missing.
Oh, yes, of course. What's she been up to this time? Not that I'm sure I really want to know.
Angela's in hospital, Mrs. Andrews. She's been attacked, but it's all right. It's not critical. But she does have a nasty head injury and some bruising.
Which hospital is she in?
St. Hugh's.
Suppose we'll have to get over there.
Yes. She'll only tell us to get lost.
Probably.
It's bound to be a wasted journey.
Well, we'd still better go.
I think you should.
Do you have children, Mr. Roach?
No.
You can have no idea then, can you?
Well, I think I might have some idea. Any thoughts on whom she might have been with last night? Boyfriends?
Well, there was the one that lived in a squat, but I don't think she sees him anymore. I don't know of any others.
Mrs. Andrews?
I wouldn't know. She's not allowed to bring anyone here. Not after some of the creatures she dragged back with her.
Is there anyone else I can talk to? School friends, teachers?
Yeah. There's a science teacher. Talk to him. She tells us that he's the only person she can talk to. Of course, we're only her parents. We don't count.
Jim.
Oh, I don't know. We've been told it's a phase and she'll grow out of it. But it just goes on and on.
You know, Mr. Roach, before they reach their teens, it's hard to believe that your children might one day grow to hate you. Somehow you never think it could happen to you. But what's impossible to accept is that one day you could stop caring about them.
I'm trying to piece together what happened, but Angela isn't very forthcoming. If you could give me the names of any of her friends or a boyfriend.
Well, she doesn't mix much these days, but I'll have a think.
Thanks.
She's a bright girl. She could do well. If only she could break away.
Break away from what?
You know, bad influences. Friends, and family.
You're not trying to put the blame on the family, are you?
She wouldn't have run away if she didn't have a good reason.
So what are you saying? Is she being sexually abused?
No, I'm not saying that.
So what? Does her father bully her? Does he beat her?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. He does strike me as someone who could have a violent side to him.
Well, it strikes me as someone who could be at the end of his tether.
When Angela was 12 years old, her father locked her out of her house for 2 nights. She had to sleep under a bridge. That was Mr. Andrews' idea of punishment.
For what?
For being rude to her mother.
That's what Angela told you, was it?
He came to the school, you know.
Andrews?
Yes, last week. Said he'd had enough. The police couldn't find her, and he wanted me to tell him where she was.
And you didn't know?
No, I didn't. And even if I did, I wouldn't have told him. He was raving. Said he'd had enough. And when he found her, he was going to give her the biggest hiding of her life.
Afternoon. Busy?
So. How's your GBH?
Murky. Can I help?
Thought you might like to see this.
What is it?
It's a murder. Teenage runaway. It's the 3rd in the last 6 months. And very nearly a 4th if your case is linked.
Well, it isn't.
Oh, I thought somebody from Operation Runaway was joining you.
Yes, she did, but she went away again. It's a completely different case, Carver. I know the victim. And what happened to her has nothing whatever to do with the serial killing.
Are you sure, Ted?
Sure, I'm sure.
Well, it won't do any harm checking it out, will it?
Hello. What are you doing here?
Not my idea. Orders from on high.
Fine. This one's definitely the 3rd. You still sure Angela wasn't nearly the 4th?
Yes, I'm sure.
Ah, sir. You know DS Roach from Sunhill?
Yeah. You handling the Angela Andrews case?
That's right, sir. I was in the area, so I just thought I'd take a look.
Yeah, no problem.
She's been dumped here. Good spot. Well off the beaten track. I think she's been dead about 2 days.
Who found her?
A couple of kids taking a shortcut across the tracks.
Never learn, do they? So what are the similarities that link this one to the other two?
For a start, she's wearing 2 pullovers, so she's probably been sleeping rough. Could be a runaway. That's why our team decided to take over.
What do you reckon she is? 14?
How about that? He likes them young. Jan Lark, Stephanie Bowles, and the one that got away, Angela Andrews.
Angela? There's no connection there, sir. I know her of old.
Do you remember the description Angela gave of her attacker?
Yeah, fair-haired guy, leather jacket, covered in tattoos.
Tried to talk her into having a tattoo.
So?
We're treating the Angela Andrews case as linked, Ted. So I'll be taking it off you, as of now.
Ooh, what's up with you? Hangover sticking, is it?
Very funny. I've been jerked around like a toilet chain all day.
Ted, DCI's looking for you.
Well, with a bit of luck, I'll have got the sack.
Five aggravated burglaries on hold due to lack of fingerprint confirmation. Yeah, I know anti-terrorist work takes priority, but this is urgent too, yes. If you could take that on board, I'd appreciate it. Ted, I want you to get this Angela Andrews thing out of the way once and for all.
Oh, AMIP have taken it over.
But they're blowing it straight back to us. She's changed the story.
What?
It's a domestic. Her boyfriend did it. So go and get it sorted, will you?
Sir. Open your eyes, Angela. Come on, I know you're awake.
Not you again.
I ought to have you locked up for wasting police time. My colleague is trying to find out who murdered 3 young girls, and you give her the runaround.
Look, I'd been beaten up. I was confused. I'm sorry.
All right, forget it. Now tell me about your boyfriend. What's his name?
Paul.
Paul. Where does he live? What does he do? Come on, Angela.
Well, he's unemployed. He lives in a hotel.
What's the name of the hotel?
Camberton. I can't remember the name of the street.
Mm-hmm. So, what happened?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? He was drunk. Started hitting me.
Did you have a row?
Oh, that makes it all right, does it? My fault now, is it?
What did you row about?
Nothing.
Nothing? He beat you up for no reason?
He said he was going to finish with me. So I went for him.
I see.
He grabbed me, started bashing my head against the wall. Blood everywhere.
And then?
Ran away.
After all that? You're a strong girl.
Oh, well, I didn't feel it then. Couldn't feel anything. It's like it was happening to someone else.
You'd been drinking?
A bit.
Oh, come on, Angela. This is a hospital. They checked your blood. You were well out of it.
Well, what else is there to do?
The way you're going, you'll be dead by the age of 20.
Oh, so who cares?
Your mum and dad?
You've got to be joking.
Now, you carry on like this, you'll get blackouts, DTs, you name it. Your liver
Oh, you
will...
sound like my
you will
father.
be yellow with jaundice. Broken veins in your face. How does that appeal, eh?
Oh, sounds just great.
I've got a quad and I've got 2 doubles. Okay? I hope to hear from you soon.
Take the Sergeant Roach, Sun Hill CID. I'm looking for a Paul Morgan. Is he staying here? Do you have a record of him?
Yes. Is he in trouble?
Parking ticket.
He doesn't have. Right. He's in room 5.
Is there a back door to that room?
Fire escape.
Oh dear, you better let me have a passkey then.
I'm sorry, I can't do that. It's against the security regulations.
Well, you come up with me and open the door.
You've got an honest face.
Do you think so? Mr. Morgan? Mr. Morgan? Are you Paul Morgan?
Who are you?
I'm a police officer.
How did you get in?
I'd like to have a word with you. About Angela Andrews.
What about her?
She's in hospital, Mr. Morgan. I have to tell you that she's made a statement. She said you attacked her.
She's a nutter. Doesn't know what day of the week it is most of the time.
Do you deny it?
What else did she tell you?
She said that you grabbed her by the jaw and smashed her head repeatedly against the wall. As a 16-year-old girl. And you half beat her to death.
She's really pulled the wool over your eyes, mate.
Paul Morgan, I'm arresting you on suspicion of assault, occasioning grievous bodily harm on Angela Andrews. You do not have to say anything unless you wish to do so. But anything you do, sir, may be given in evidence. Do you understand? For pity's sake, you didn't even wash the blood off the walls.
You don't know the first thing about her.
Get up.
She's not some innocent little kid. She's all right.
Get up.
She's really got you going, hasn't she?
Get up.
Oh, get lost.
What the... Oh, my...
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Sierra Oscar from DS Roach. Sierra Oscar from DS Roach, receiving.
Sierra Oscar from Sierra 1, we can take that. What assistance is required, over?
We need an escort to take a stand victim to hospital. Oh, and by the way, Sergeant Rouse just arrested the victim on a charge of GBH.
I could do with a drink, you know what I mean? It's the last thing you need. Here now. You'll be in hospital in no time.
I don't need an ambulance, I need a drink. This is nothing, just give me a drink.
Hey, what we got here?
It's a knife wound. It looks pretty bad.
You don't wrap a dirty bandage around a wound like this.
I know that.
So why do it then?
I didn't do it. He did it.
Come on, hold tight. This is going to hurt.
Better go with him, George. Believe it or not, he's dangerous. Tony, you stay and help me poke around.
Cheers. You've been a pal.
Just get him out of here.
Come on, guys, let's move it. So what are we looking for?
Oh, just looking. If you find any knives, don't touch them. Someone will need to take prints.
Not exactly a lap of luxury, is it?
How's he doing?
Reasonable.
I've been worse.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Tony. Look at this.
He's been nicking.
No, not really. Just gathering mementos.
I'm not with him.
This girl, I saw her today, stretched out near a railway line. She's a good-looking girl, at least she used to be. She's been dead 2 days.
These things belong to a murder victim.
This man has killed 3 times at least, Tony. Well, that's the way it looks anyway. And I didn't even bring it back up.
He's going to theatre now. You might as well go away and come back in the morning.
Sorry, I've got orders. I'm sticking with him.
Please yourself.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you taking me?
It's all right, Mr. Morgan. We're taking you to theatre.
What's he doing here?
I'm your audience, mate.
Ian. Oh, Jack, how are you? Fill me in. Morgan's at the hospital now. He looks good for all 3 killings. He's an alcoholic with a history of psychiatric disorder. No previous for violent offences.
How do you get onto him?
Your Sergeant Roach found personal possessions belonging to the last victim, Patricia Healy. I suppose he could have found her body where the railway line had robbed it. Much more likely he killed her before dumping her there.
And our girl Angela Andrews is very nearly his latest victim.
Yeah. Must have put one heck of a fight. Otherwise...
Oh, hello. I was wondering when you'd show up.
Well done. You did a good job. All credit.
Thanks.
How's Morgan?
How we live.
So, your fairy tale's got a happy ending.
Oh, I stopped believing in fairies a long time ago. Anyway, it's not over yet.
Oh?
Angela's discharging herself. I'm going to take her down to the station. You can catch her up there if you want.
And then what? Angela, I mean. She's got parents.
Just. Come on, I'll introduce you to them. You'll enjoy that. Mr. and Mrs. Andrews, this is Detective Sergeant McIntyre. She's working with me on this case.
How'd you do? You must be very relieved.
Oh, we are. We are, aren't we?
Yes, of course. Very.
This must have been a most worrying time for you both. You'll be pleased to hear, I'm sure, we've arrested the man who attacked Angela.
Good. That's very good.
She's a lucky girl.
Really?
Yes, his previous victims didn't live to tell the tale.
What?
He's going to be charged on 3 counts of murder. She put up quite a fight. You've reason to be proud of her. I'm sure you'll be glad to get Angela home, won't you?
Sergeant Roach.
Excuse me.
Have you seen Angela yet?
No.
Thanks.
Mr. Roach.
Why didn't you tell me that you stabbed Morgan?
Did I?
Get in there. You still think this is just a game, don't you, you silly little child?
Why don't you believe me? You never give me a chance.
I'm giving you one last chance now. You tell me the truth.
He was always winding me up, going on and on about his other girls. Thought I'd wipe the smile off his face.
By stabbing him?
He was taunting me, don't you understand? Oh, he's just like everyone else. Can't trust anyone.
Why on earth were you with him in the first place?
He was nice to me. Paid for my booze.
Oh, you don't ask for much, do you?
But if I asked for more, I wouldn't get it. He's dead, isn't he? I've killed him.
No, you haven't killed him.
I'm really in trouble now, though, aren't I?
Well, not necessarily. Not if it was self-defense.
Obviously it was self-defense.
Well, that's just as well, isn't it? I need you as a witness, not as a convict.
A witness to what?
A witness to the fact that your Paul is a very dangerous man. Your boyfriend has been arrested on 3 counts of murder.
Well, that's rubbish. No, Paul wouldn't do that. He couldn't murder anyone. I know him.
You don't know him, Angela. He's just some stranger who paid for your drinks.
Hello, darling.
They're taking you down to the police station, then you can come home with us.
I'm not going home.
Angela, don't be silly.
I mean it.
It'll be all right, darling. Please, it'll be all right.
No, Mum, it won't be all right.
Don't be so stupid.
See? It'll never be all right. Don't touch me. Just stop it.
Please, she's only...
She's my daughter.
Please, stop it. Are you enjoying this? Let us know when you want us to collect her from the police station. Come on.
I don't want to go home. I don't want to ever go home.
That's your problem, sweetheart. You don't have a home.